Okay, so chapter 3.1 is pretty long and not all that much happens. So, because of that, I'm going to be once again using my standard inventory, and I'm also going to be speeding this up a little bit for you guys for a few more of the boring segments. I'm going to be speeding up a lot of the boat driving from all the different islands because nothing happens. Plain and simple, nothing happens in between all of the boat driving. So, like I said, I'm just going to speed all this up, and I'm just going to go from island to island. I really don't have a set order for my islands. I just kind of... the islands that I usually go in, it changes every single time I play, mainly out of personal preference. But once... so, I'll just be calling this Village Island, I guess. But once you get to this island, you want to come around this left side, trigger this, shoot that first guy in the face with your shotgun or whatever close range weapon you have, then run your butt all the way immediately back to the boat. And here you're basically just going to kind of camp out here for a while. You want to make sure that your partner is set on attack. That way that they can, snipe out a bunch of the guys that'll be coming around the corner. The reason for this is there's only one way that the enemies can actually come in and get you, and that's all the way over where Chris is running up like an idiot. But thank goodness I'm on professional mode and they won't actually attack him. Praise gaming AI. Hey, look at that guy. He just ran completely past him. So, like I said, you're basically just going to kind of camp out here out until the music ends, which isn't really all that long. But it's better than trying to find some other spot on this map and trying to take out everyone that way. Now, theoretically, you could rush in order to get the emblem, but my success rate at that is abysmal. So I think that camping out in the beginning and taking a bunch of the guys out at the beginning is just a lot safer for me personally. But you want to take everyone out. Once the music stops, you're all nice and good to go. Pick up the slate, and then you're going to want to run all the way back to the boat. First segment, not all that bad. A little bit of waiting around and taking out enemies, but overall not too difficult. You really shouldn't be using any healing items. And wow, Chris is actually not far off this time. Usually he's over on the opposite side of the village by the time I get here. Now that's actually very important to set your partner on attack before you get on the boat. I'm not actually speeding this up because this is actually really important. This was a really tough segment for me when I was first playing professional mode, but I finally figured out a good strategy on how to do it. This little bridge area, along with the one watchtower, Chris likes to take out the guys in the bridge first. So what I like to do is I like to do a sort of figure 8 pattern, weaving in and out of the bridge so that they don't hit me. Because if you sit still, they're obviously going to get you, since Chris doesn't attack the guy in the watchtower first. But once you actually do maybe 1 or 2 laps, he'll take out the guy in the watchtower and then you can leave. Now, just make sure that you don't run over anybody like a mad or drunk cyclist trying to run over all these pedestrians. Once you make it out of the area, you're all nice and good to go, so we're going to start speeding this up again until we get over to the Crocodile Island. Now, something that I didn't show off here is that you can actually kill the crocodiles, but there really isn't a particular reason to do that. There's only going to be one crocodile who's ever really going to have a shot at nailing you, and it's going to be a crocodile that's going to show up in about 5 seconds right underneath this little wooden house. It's that one right there. He's guarding a treasure. If you're not going for it, you can just run for it, and you should be just fine. Although I did have a couple of runs where he did actually tag me, so just be careful of that. And Chris is way back there. Fortunately, I don't need him. The Hydro works wonders in this area, because once you take out these 5 or so-ish guys, you're all good to go. See? Now, get up a close-range weapon. Turn over to the right in this window. There's going to be one guy who tries to enter that room. If you try to pick up the slate immediately, he's probably going to grab you. He's probably going to hit you. And if you get hit or grabbed or anything of that sort of nature, Chris is, as you can clearly see, way back there. So he's probably not going to get to you in time or at all. I'm just saying. I'm not an expert, but I can clearly see he's not going to make it. Same plan as... Oh, wait. Chris is right next to me. I'm looking at the wrong arrow. I was looking at the objective arrow, not Chris's arrow. But anyway, just kind of make your way back to the boat at that point. Really, nothing is going to come out of nowhere and try to get you. Actually, that would be pretty funny if somehow a crocodile still managed to get me at that point. So we're going to get back at the boat. We're going to speed this up. Come on, Chris. Bring your butt back over here. Thank you. So now we're going to go up to the top island. I guess this would actually be Village Island. I guess I don't really know what I would call the other one. So just make your way all the way back here. Do an assist jump. Now, when you open up the box to pick up the slate, before you do that, make sure your partner's set to attack. Pull out your rocket launcher, and then once you pick up the slate, do a quick 180 and zoom in your rocket launcher and fire it at that gate. Or at least in the general vicinity. You'll probably hit at least like 3 or 4 guys with that. It should make it so that your partner doesn't have to deal with anyone. But I have him set to attack just in case. And then from that point, you can just sort of take whatever weapon you want and shoot everyone through their shields. If you have a good piercing weapon. The Dragunov is pretty good at piercing things. That was actually really close. But there is going to be one guy who turns into a gigantic plant face-eating thing. So either pack a flash grenade or just use the infinite rocket launcher. Again, I don't use the infinite rocket launcher to be cheap. I use it to be convenient. Because theoretically speaking, I think the only times I ever use the infinite rocket launcher are bosses and those gigantic, the giant face-eating plant monsters. Other than that, I don't really use it all that often. But bosses, yeah, I use it all the time. Of course, I'm going to break that in 5.3, but you guys will see exactly why I have no problems using the crap out of it in 5.3. Or 6.3, but not so much in that. That's more of a boss thing. Anyway, once you manage to get all 4 slates, pop them into the door. It takes a little bit of time. Why didn't I speed this up? Pop her open. Come on, loading screen. There we go. Now, you're going to need to be a little fast for this next one. It's kind of tricky in order to get the first time. You'll probably get hit by it. I know I did. There's going to be a guy up in this tower. You want to get him out of the way as soon as possible. That was pretty close. I almost got nailed in the face by an explosive arrow. We had to check just to make sure I actually got him because I didn't actually think I got him. So in this little village area, you're going to get a bunch of guys. Don't even bother with the magnum trap. It's a waste of time. You don't need it. So just kind of make your way up to where the little bridge is. And, oh man, there's a gigantic Magini. Let's shoot him in the legs with a magnum. Surprisingly effective. Of course, other high-powered magnums will do just as well. But you can do it without a magnum if you really don't want to. Although, in all seriousness, I really should have just shot a rocket at him. So just kind of stick around in this little area right next to the switch for a while. And take out all the Magini that come up around this corner. You really don't want to raise the bridge at all until all of them are dead. Because you definitely don't want to risk either you or your partner getting hit while you're trying to cross that bridge. Because that can end very badly. As in your partner getting hit by someone and then he'll drop you down to your death, which would really suck. So just kind of take it easy and try to get everyone, and when the music stops, that's your cue in order to actually head back up and lower the bridge. Wow, I cannot believe I missed that guy. Man, that guy was a freaking trooper. He not only dodged underneath my shotgun blast, I shot him, I missed. His spear got me, and it took 2 shots of the Hydra to kill him. That guy's enemy of the level. But like I said before, once the music stops, command your partner in order to actually get that switch, and then make your way across. At this point, there's nothing left in the level that can really happen that will result in your death. Unless, of course, your partner is a real dick and he decides to drop the bridge from underneath you. But that's only if you're playing with 2 players. You can smash the pots around here in order to kill a couple snakes if you want to get a few eggs. Which, if I wasn't recording, I would actually do because eggs are actually pretty good healing items. But I try to only use 1 healing spray per level. Just as a standard inventory so that I don't have to rummage around with a specific inventory for every single level. There's a treasure down there in that little hall, but I don't get it. I just kind of make my way all the way to the end of the level. Do a little team thing over here on the elevator, and there you go. Level's over. When Chris actually gets over there. So, ta-da! Level over. About 78% for accuracy. That's okay, I guess. So, it's a little long on the level side. Beat it without dying. Aside from maybe 1 or 2 parts, like the first island we went to, if you don't camp there, it can be a very tricky segment. The crocodiles are a little random. Sometimes they get me, sometimes they don't. So it all just kind of comes down to luck sometimes. But everything else in the level is just fine as long as you just kind of stick around. Nothing really should get you. So I'll see you guys next time for when we handle 3-2.